The question is that in the Jehovah Witness literature, we see that there's a verse of the Quran which is quoted to prove that even the Muslims believe that Jesus had broken away from the Torah's teachings. And this verse
had what?
Had broken away from the Torah's teachings.
There's no such reference.
Yes, but the verse which they give is the verse 51 of the Surah Al Imran.
Read that.
Yes. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ومصدقا لما بين يدي من التوراة ولأحل لكم بعض الذي حرم عليكم وجئتكم بآية من ربكم فاتقوا الله وأطيعون.
That's right. I have already spoken on that, but you raise the question and I'll answer. First of all, they should refer to those things which Jesus described as lawful, which Torah had declared unlawful. I don't see anything. So that shows that they have not understood the meaning of the Quran. Many things were permitted by Torah, but the Jews later on had declared them unlawful or not permissible. And all those additional edifices of the Jewish people to Torah were completely demolished in Jesus Christ. And the nutshell of his role with reference to Torah was this, that I have not come to change a jot of the book. I have only come to complete it. To perfect it is the word perhaps. Fulfill it. So this is exactly what the Holy Quran says. What he demolished was the unjustifiable restrictions on the teachings of Torah which the Jewish leadership had imposed. During many centuries of additional restrictions and this and that and that. So, referring to that, the Holy Quran says that read it again and I'll tell you.
ومصدقا لما بين يدي من التوراة ولأحل لكم بعض الذي حرم عليكم وجئتكم بآية من ربكم.
مصدقا للتوراة, that means he agreed fully with Torah. And the reference later on is not given to Torah. It is mentioned in the what they say, in Urdu, Majhul.
The Talmud?
No.
The Mishnah?
It is in a tense in which direct subject is not mentioned, but the act is mentioned that it was done by someone.
The passive tense.
Passive tense, but not referring to the one who did it.
Yes.
Many a time, passive tense is used to indicate that it was done by someone, yes, by him or by that or by that. In this case, the passive tense is used, but the perpetrator of that act is not mentioned.
It's impersonal.
To be yes, Torah or any other person.
Impersonal passive tense, yes.
That is what I'm saying. So when you read it in this context, then you understand everything to fall into steps with each other, with the whole picture. Again, what he did is exactly opposite to what the Jehovah Witnesses are claiming. The only thing they could point out in this context would be the eating of the flesh of swines. There is not a single verse in the New Testament which refers to Jesus is permitting eating of the flesh of swine. Not one verse. Never is he reported himself to have eaten the flesh of swine. So the one thing which could be made halal by him, he never did. They drank wine and Torah permitted it, and he never said anything against drinking of wine. There is not one single instance they can quote where he made permissible what was rendered impermissible by the Old Testament. On the contrary, they believe in many things which Jesus did not mention at all. But later on, St. Paul, etc., did things which are contrary to their claim. Jesus is presented as having made impermissible things which were permissible by the Torah. Marriage, etc., etc., do not marry twice, do this and do that. They are made up things about Jesus, which he never said or did. So the Holy Quran is absolutely right when it says that Jesus did not add anything to the Bible. He came to fulfill the prophecies of the Bible, and he revived the real teaching of the Bible, which was not so restrictive as the Jewish teaching had become with the passage of time. You see, according to their claim, Bible should have restricted marriages between cousins. Had restricted marriages between, had not restricted marriages between cousins. And marrying more than once, 4 times, 5 times, sometimes even 100 times. Now these were the free and permissible teachings of the Torah. When did Jesus make them even more permissible? By declaring that you can marry not only among your cousins, but you can marry with your nieces and your sisters and this and that. That should have been the subject of this discussion. That is what I'm denying. You cannot point out their finger at a single such instance where Bible was open-minded and free in permitting interrelationship between relatives, etc., etc., and Jesus had further opened it. It doesn't say لِيُحَرِّمَ, it says لِيُحَلِّلَ لَكُمْ. So the Jehovah Witnesses have completely missed the point. Right?
Thank you.